All right, we're back. The treadmill is here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. It's me touching the treadmill.
Nicely framed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's enough room for me. So, like, my real fitness goal here is that there's about, I don't know, 18 inches between the edge of the treadmill and the desk. So, if I put on any more weight that I can't fit through there, that just means I need to be on the treadmill more.
Yep. Which is ironic because you won't be able to get to the treadmill. Anywho,
So we've
I think
got that.
It's fine.
My desk is a mess. Nobody else can see it. It's full of tools to build the treadmill and all that stuff. Although, Paul Threat, I think I have found the rational decision that I'm going to make, which is rational, mature, but not really heartwarming.
Okay. You're going to kill another rabbit or something. What are you doing?
Oh no, I'd loved it. No. If I could get rabbit slippers for Christmas, that would be. I mean, they ate through the plastic fencing and they're back under the deck, so they've declared war. So that's fine.
I know. Wow. Anyway, yeah.
So I think this was a court decision that allows me to do this. To put first off, if I open my iPhone, I will read the language that it says here. I will read the language because I looked at it said over the weekend. Important message. Your battery health is significantly degraded. An Apple service authorized provider can replace the battery to restore full performance and capacity.
Yep.
It cost me $80.
Now, this is an iPhone, what do you have, 13?
13 Pro.
Oh, man, dude, can't believe you've held out this long.
But I'm going to go pay the $1,000 to open the same 3 apps, but with USB-C.
You know, when you say it like that, it makes it feel dirty. But no.
Yeah, well, this is also predicated a little bit by the fact that when I've been in the office the past 3 days, get home, grab my iPad, and gonna lounge on the couch, which has Apple Intelligence. And I got to tell you, that is the most useless thing. I turned it off.
There is one. So I was just going to say to you, have you tried ... And then I realized, actually, you don't have this. So there is one awesome feature on the iPhone, but I think you must have to have like a 15 Pro or better, which is this visual intelligence thing. Have you heard of this? So it's kind of like we've had something like it for a while here and there, right? Like Nokia had an app, remember, on the old Lumias where you could kind of like point at stuff out in the world and it would tell you what the location was, that kind of thing. So the way visual intelligence works, actually, I'll just do it right now. You think I got to figure out how to do it. Oh no, I know how to do it. So you hold down the camera control button, right? And then you point it at something. So I'll point it at this mouse. And then it does a little, the pink and purple thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this case, it's searching with Google. And what it told me is exactly what that mouse is, right? Like I've been testing this around the house and I'm not saying it's never wrong, but I'm not actually sure I've seen it ever been wrong about anything. So if you're out in the world or you're in whatever it is, or you need to order like another version of something that you already have or whatever, it identifies what it is. And then it's in this case, Google, I think you can configure that. And then it identifies the object. It's kind of like, my kid Mark used Reddit for this one time. Like we had a sewer that blocked up and ejected literally shit into our basement.
Mm-hmm.
And when the guy went in and dug it out, he found this part inside the pipe that we think, and he thought dates back to the original building of the home.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't exactly sure what it was. So Mark took a picture of it and put it on Reddit and said, "What is this?" And someone answered like within 5 minutes and knew and it was right. It was whatever it was. It was some, plumbing part. But that is actually pretty useful. Now, I'm not saying you would use it like all day, every day. I know, whatever. But as a collective part of this Apple Intelligence thing that everyone seems to want to make fun of, pretty freaking cool, man. Just saying. No? Okay.
Nope.
All right, hold on. That's 5 with $1,000. Hold on. I'll keep going. No, I mean, you know what? Look, obviously Apple Intelligence improves over time.
Right.
whether it becomes the reason or a reason to buy an iPhone or upgrade to a new iPhone, I don't know. But I think it gets better. Like I think it becomes more and more of a
Oh, I have no doubt that it gets better.
incentive.
It's the problem is that they're having Apple Maps 2.0 here, right? They launched this thing out. The headline summary are destroying newspapers and saying people are killing themselves when they're actually
Well, I
not.
mean,
Those
okay,
little
but
details.
that's
Like,
one. I mean, that this, someone highlighted that in the forums, and it was like, okay, but how common is this really? Like, isn't this notable because it's the only one? Like, is it like airline safety statistics? Like, it's when something bad happens, everyone hears about it, but statistically, I don't know.
yeah,
Is
I don't.
and by the way, has a human ever screwed up a headline? Has like a person curating the news ever sent out a Bob died? We already wrote his obituary. Whoops, that was on us. Sorry. I mean, like that happens.
It does. That is a fair point.
I'm not saying it's, like, I'm not saying it doesn't need help or it
Yeah,
can't improve. But
yeah. I don't know.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
I'll buy
throw it
one.
away
Maybe I won't.
because of a mistake.
I gotta see. I just can't decide. I'm indecisive. If you haven't noticed about this, I mean, I've been.
No, it's commendable in a way. No, it's commendable. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to clarify. I didn't mean to say it like that.
I don't like.
It's commendable. It's I get. I mean, I just wrote this. I
Yeah.
wrote something about this yesterday. If I didn't do what I did for a living, aside from the fact that I would save a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
I in my real, like this shirt, or like if like normal, like the chair I'm sitting in actually is a beautiful example. The microphone arm that is in front of
Yep.
me are examples of things I've had for years and years and years. In this case, I think this microphone arm dates back to 2005 or 6, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Leo gave it to me. The chair I'm sitting in was a Christmas present I got in 2001. It's an Aeron chair. So at the time, these things were like $1,000 a piece. My wife got it from like a, what do you call it? Like some startup went out of business and were selling all their
Mm-hmm.
assets. So whatever that was. And so she got, it was technically used, although it was totally mint, brand new condition. It's 23 years later. I'm like, I use it every single day. Like that's how I do things. But then in
Yeah.
this world that we're in, it's always like new. I reviewed 20 laptops this year. And I mean, when I say 20, I'm not throwing out a number. I literally reviewed 20 laptops this year. I'm always churning through stuff, It's not good for the environment. It's probably not good for your soul, but it's not the way I normally do things either. Although, it is obviously. I
Mm-hmm.
just, but for work, I think if it wasn't for that, I would hold on to things much longer. And I don't know. I think that's why I said what you're doing is commendable. It's also a little surprising,
Well, it hurts. Like
Yeah.
I still want to get one just because it's USB-C. That would
Yeah.
solve.
Hey, I'm not upgrading. I didn't buy an Apple TV remote to replace the one I have that is Lightning because it's $60, right? Even though
Right.
I have to literally maintain Lightning cables here and in Mexico so I can charge these frickin' remotes. And look, I will stupidly buy whatever Apple TV Apple comes out with next, twice, probably, and spend hundreds of dollars. But I look at the remote and I'm like, no. But it drives me crazy. I hate having multiple cables. We
Problem is
live in
it
a
doesn't
world,
solve
it's
my.
kind of beautiful, dude. Like you can travel with a single charger that charges your phone, your tablet, your computer, literally. Like it's kind of amazing, And that's why, for all the complaints about the EU, I have to say net gain positive, you know?
Someone's
Anyway,
screaming into their podcast listening device saying, "You could have done this on Android for a decade," which is probably about right.
yeah, but that's a different version of sacrificing your soul. No, I mean, I wouldn't. That's not fair because it's fair, but it's like you use an iPhone for very specific reasons, and
Mm-hmm.
and they're good reasons, right? I mean, it's not just like the notion of those devices working together. You have friends and family who were all on iPhones, and there are benefits to that too, right? I mean, so I respect the decision to go in either direction in this case, and I go back and forth myself all year long. But that's also part of my job. You were just talking about 3 apps. You've said this before, and it's a good comment. And I was just thinking along these lines this morning, as I do every morning. I go out, I leave my phone out in the kitchen, and I unplug it from the charger. And I remember I looked at it. There's nothing going on. There's nothing. There's no notification. There's no nothing on it. And I'm like, why do I use this thing again? Like, what's the point of this? Because the thing is, I don't really. When the phone rings, I'm confused. Not because I'm old,
Oh,
but
no,
because
no,
it's
no.
like, who the frick would be caught? Like, what is this? And it
Yeah.
like 9 times out of 9, it's nothing. It's like spam or
No, potential
nonsense or
spam is
whatever.
my number one fan. I mean, that's the
Oh
only
my
person
god,
that calls me.
yeah. I think it's the only reason I own this device. I think I'm like a spam robot now or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I don't
even
even know what
convinced
we're
my mom
talking
to
about
stop
anymore.
calling. I'm
But
like, Mom, just text me, please.
just text me. Yes, my mother. This is a million years ago. My favorite thing, like memory or whatever along those lines, is my mother calling me one day, and she goes, "Hey, did you get my email?"
Yeah.
Yep. It's like certified mail. She's like certifying it for herself.